Mercy is not something God decides to show. It is something God is. His mercy is not an occasional reaction to human failure, but the steady posture of his heart towards a broken world. In the face of human rebellion, blindness and despair, God's mercy does not recoil. It draws near. It is the movement of divine love into the very place where we are most unworthy and unaware. When we are entangled in sin and do not even perceive the distance we've created, God's mercy is already reaching, already restraining judgment, already working for restoration. He does not wait for our awakening before He acts. His mercy often awakens us. It is not soft or sentimental. It is fierce, deliberate, and rooted in His unchanging goodness. The Scripture portrays a God who delays wrath, who remembers His covenant, who hears the groans of His people, and who moves, not because we have earned it, but because He is faithful to Himself. To behold this mercy is not to grasp a theological category, but to be stunned by the relentless compassion of a holy God. His mercy is not a weakness, but majesty, the sovereign freedom to forgive, to redeem, and to restore, even when it cost Him everything. And in Jesus, we see this mercy embodied, not explained, but revealed, walked, and poured out. To truly know God is to be undone by His mercy, to feel its weight, its warmth, and its wonder, to realize that we live not by our strength or our resolve, but because God's mercy has made a place for us to belong. Mercy is not a concept to be studied, but a reality to be entered, a posture of the heart that begins with recognizing our own deep need. We have all stood in places where we could not fix ourselves, where what we needed was not justice or correction, but compassion that sees and stays. To understand mercy, begin there, recalling the moment when you needed it. Sit with the weight of that memory and let it open your heart to how God sees you, not with condemnation, but with a gaze full of love that knows your frailty and still moves towards you. Mercy, after all, is not passive tolerance, it is active compassion. It sees suffering and does something about it. It delays judgment, it leans in, it restores. As we grow in wisdom, we begin to see others differently too, not as enemies or burdens, but as people in need of the same mercy we ourselves have received. We are invited to take on the vision of Christ, who not only talked about mercy, but embodied it with His hands, with His feet, and with His cross. This is not just a feeling to admire, it is a way to live. Each day becomes a space to ask, who needs mercy from me today? What habits in my life make me merciful or keep me from it? To become like God is not to know everything, but to love like He does, not because others deserve it, but because we have been shaped by a mercy that found us when we did not deserve it either. Let mercy become muscle memory, an instinct formed by practice, prayer, and presence, until it is not something you do, but something you are becoming. What if mercy is not just something God shows, but something that defines the way He sees? What if, behind every breath you take that is not laced with judgment, there is a compassion older than time, holding back what you deserve, not in denial of justice, but in harmony with it? Can a God be holy and stoop with tenderness? If He does, what kind of God is that? Have you ever considered that your most painful consequences might be the very place where divine mercy draws nearest? Not to remove them, but to meet you in them with something more enduring than escape. The scripture do not speak of mercy as thin or fleeting. It speaks of it as bountiful, as forever, as the kind of love that sings when justice has done its work and yet still stays. But if mercy flows freely, even to those who do not fear Him, what then is its purpose? What is it drawing you toward? Why would a God so just allow space for the undeserving to breathe again? And if mercy is never separate from justice, then how should we walk in a world where we still breathe because mercy has not yet finished speaking? What story are you living in? One where you must earn compassion, or one where compassion has always gone ahead of you? And if that is true, what remains to be done but to wonder? How will you respond? Let today be your answer. Choose mercy.